Hello everyone. In this presentation, I will focus on the ethical dilemma that was faced by Tim Cook as the CEO of Apple. In doing so, this presentation will discuss the critically analyze the leadership style of Tim Cook and the ethical dilemma be faced. I will also outline how he managed such a dilemma and what was the impact of the dilemma on the organization. In addition, the presentation will also provide recommendation on how similar ethic dilemma situation can be addressed in the future. We all are aware that Apple is a popular US-based technology company that is responsible for manufacturing and selling mobile phones, as well as media device and the portable digital media player. According to Apple policy, the privacy is the fundamental human right, and it is also one of the company's core value. It means that Apple gives high importance in privacy in its device. In December 2015, a shooting took place in US when the shooter was fired as explosive at the Inland Regional Center, which killed 15 people. The FBI investigation found an Apple phone 5C that was used by the killer. The Apple iPhone is questioned belonged to the killer, the employer of the Farouk. The FBI has a warrant and approval to search the iPhone, but it was secured by the passcode that the agency did not know. An ethical dilemma is defined as a situation when the person is faced with choice between two or more options, such having less than desirable moral result. In the context for leadership, if a leader perception is right or wrong, is violated by a particular event, an ethical dilemma arises. So an ethical dilemma can affect leadership, and it is important that a situation is available for the defeat for everyone. So what is the decision can be made? Coming to the Apple case, the ethical dilemma was whether Apple should accept the FBI's request for unlocking the iPhone in the tourist or not. The federal judge also asked Apple to help FBI in unlocking the iPhone and provide sort of technology assistance in the regard. However, Tim Cook considered that order to be chilling and state that if he accepts that FBI's request, then it will make millions of iPhones vulnerable. In any organization, the survival cannot be imagined without leader. It is because the leader are highly important to the success of an organization. In this context, it is highly important that the leadership style of organization is highly effective and has an influence on the stakeholders. Generally, leadership is a two type: supportive and directive, which I will discuss in the next time. Directive leadership is described as provide a supervised process in instruction on what needs to be done, how this should be done, and to what quality level it must be done. On the other hand, the supportive leadership promotes a positive work environment and is sensitive about the general well-being of employees. Directive leader also monitor the performance and provide feedback when they find the work be done as not as per of the requirement. Supportive leaders are more concerned with employees and work on promoting social cohesion in the workplace. In this slide, behavior leadership theory is a situation leadership theory has been compared. The behavior leadership theory is concerned with a specific behavior for leader rather than their traits. On the other hand, situation leadership theory is related to the adapt leader style. Depending on the circumstance, behavior leadership generally exhibit two key behaviors, which are initiating structure and consider others. Similarly, situation leader also exhibit two behavior that is supportive and directive. The strength of situation leader is that they provide their subordinates with proper direction and assist them to completing tasking so that desired result can be achieved. A so strength of situation leader is that they put support transparency among leader and member while also ensuring employees' decisions making, independency, and competency. Transparency means that both leader and employees trust each other and are also harnessed with the approach. However, there are also ensures that the situation's leadership style for which it has been the first criticism is related to the applicability for situational leadership style in a group setting. It is because there is no clear direction on whether situation leadership style should be adopted based on the overall development value of the group, or focus should be only on the one-to-one level. Another criticism of situation leadership style is how subordinate progress from a low level of development to a high level of development. The limited member of certain studies conduct on situational leadership propositions and assumption is also one of their criticisms. SLII module is one of the most well-known, generally acknowledged and popular leadership module. Ken Blanchard and his colleague at the Cambridge company create the SLII module, which enterprise initiating a structure and considering others as the directive and supporting behavior according to the SLII module. There are 4 different styles of leadership style, namely directing, coaching, delegating, and directing, that repressing every degrees of supporting and directive behavior. Further, according to SLII module, there is no one-size-fits-all leadership style. Instead, it is determined by the style of leadership and approaches that are most appropriate from the situation. The SLII module requires the assessment of the leadership style and development levels. Direction and behavior of supportive behavior are the two most important factors of exam when it comes to leadership style. On the other hand, competence and commitment are two most important factors in analyzing and development levels. The object of SLII module is to adapt the level style to the individuals and the tasking demands, while also enabling individuals to develop their competence and the commitment level. Directive behavior are concerned with how to complete a task, whereas supportive behavior focus on the encourage people's initiative as well as their attitude and feeling regard their work. The SKLL level 1 employees that are relatively new to the task or have talent and have a lot of enthusiasm for it. As such employees have a positive attitude, such employees record considerable support from the leadership instead of emotional support. At this point, the leaders' employees directing style for their employees are frequently after obtaining some exercise and practice when they discover a task have gotten from a more completion. Behavior of a leader may be defined as an ethic egoism, which argues that a leader should behave in the best interest of himself or herself. According to alternate leader, actions are considered moral if their primary goal is to provide the full welfare of the others. Coming to the Tim Cook case of ethic dilemma, it has been identified in the context of the SLII module that the coaching leadership style as was used by him. Goal achievement and supportive communication are given priority by the leader that follows the coaching leadership style. The leader gives instructions on how to achieve objectives and keep a careful eyes on them. However, a leader ultimate decisions are still in his control. Tim Cook wrote a joint letter to all its employees where he thanked them their support and contributions in ensure that privacy remain its priority to Apple products. In making a decision regarding ethical dilemma, Tim Cook primarily focused on altruistic behavior when engaging with the FBI. Altruism is a selfless concern for others that is motivated by a desire to assist rather than a sense of obligation based on the duty, allegiance, or any belief at initial behavior out of the care for other people's well-being. As Apple considered privacy as a fundamental right for its customers, with no behaving self-grading and company's policy, but for profits and ensure to maintain its brand image. Apple refused the FBI request and assist to it in bypassing the phone security feature and unlock the iPhone. Tim Cook cited visual liabilities in his defense and declined the FBI request and unlocked the iPhone. Tim Cook said that Apple was a zero tolerance for terrorists and has no sympathy for them. However, if he requests the FDA request, then it will lead to creating a dangerous precedent. It is because the data of millions of iPhone users will knowable that will eventually affect the civil liability of its customers, which is not appropriate. The decision of FBI court was rejected by Tim Cook after the stated the order to be dangerous, scared and unprecedented. Tim Cook believed that accepting the FBI request will lead to the backdoor entry and accessing user data, leading to a compromising the iPhone security. In the past, Apple has already opted out against the ability to have the access increased device. So the similar instance of element dilemma can be avoided in the future. A similar case also occurred in 2019 when Apple again turned out the FBI request for unlocking the iPhone. However, Tim Cook's decision to not support the FBI in unlock the iPhone draw criticism from the Attorney General, as he said that Apple's decision is not good for national security and compromised public safety. However, FBI was successfully in unlocking the iPhone out without Apple support, and the case was closed. Apple stated that will continue to the assist with law enforcement against in the investigation of the matter, as it has in the past, and that it is dedicated to strengthening the security of its product as treaties to users' data group. Apple states that it will also investigate how the FBI obtained access to the iPhone in order to fix any software In the future context, Apple said that it will likely to continue to strengthen the security of its software and the devices following the truce with FBI. Through popular technology companies such as Twitter, Cisco, AT&T, Facebook, WhatsApp, Microsoft, and Google, based on a baked Tim Cook decision not to unlock the iPhone. He was also criticized for ignoring the FBI request. Concern was expressed by Barack Obama, and then U.S. President, who had good relation with Silicon Valley. Moreover, the relative of victim of the San Bernardino attack have voiced dissatisfaction with Apple's stance toward the FBI request. The discussion has erupted over whether privacy rights or national security are more important. According to a Pew Research Center poll conducted in February 2016, 51% of respondents wanted Apple to unlock the iPhone, while 38% were opposite to unlocking. In terms of suggestion, Tim Cook should have partly complete with FBI requests. Apple should also convince the customer of the importance of national interest and how operate interest should align with them. It is important that leaders should work for associate and organization as a whole and decide accordingly. Further social responsibility should also be given privately by the leader so that social impactation are also met by conduction business responsibility. Thank you for your listening.